एक कहानी बताती हूँ. I'll tell one story. There were two brothers. One was very rich and the other one was not. So he came to his younger brother and said, मेरे पास Bentley है, मेरे पास Rolls Royce है, मेरे पास Mercedes है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है? So क्या है? So what will be the answer of that boy? मेरे पास vision है.
I believe we are in a day and an age and a time where we're looking for visionaries. We need visionaries that can set the pathway of what our future looks like. To get behind someone that has that type of vision is something I support 110%. And Dr. Shama, you have done that excellently. You have set a vision that all of us inspire to want to walk out.
गाड़ी चलाने के लिए पेंसिल सेल डालते हैं, थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया तो पता चला कि उसमें थोड़ा सा और पतला सेल आता है, वो डबल ए होता है. फिर ट्रिपल ए सेल भी मार्केट में आ गया. लेकिन किसी को 5A वाला सेल देखना है तो आप डॉक्टर शमा को देख लो, आपको और कुछ देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Thank you.
In this beautiful, well-designed and a very powerful program, my heartiest congratulations to Dr. Shama Hussain and to all these very important people. Let's give a big hand to this wonderful set of people.
Thank you so much.
What an honor. What an honor for III.
International Institute of Influencers ने अमेरिका को इंडिया लेके आ गए, हमारे भारत.
Please welcome Dr. Kuldeep Raina, Vice Chancellor, MS Ramaiah University, Bangalore. Humbly like to welcome our next guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Rana, Director General, Amity University, former Vice Chancellor, Chairman, AUN Labs. We are marking the completion of 1 whole year in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the World Youth Expo 2023.
The mission and vision is IIS, Humanization of Education and Edu Startup Expos.
Let me extend my heartiest congratulations to you for launching this beautiful World Youth Expo. Let's give a big hand to this wonderful idea. I think we need everyone's support here. I promise you that Marva Studios, AAFT and International Chamber of Media and Entertainment Industry, the chamber which I am heading now, is absolutely ready to support you for this vision, for this beautiful idea. We are with you.
We have a 16-year-old young boy from Muscat who is an international motivational speaker, a youth ambassador of III. Please join me in welcoming Ryan Syed.
So everyone, it's an honor to swim and dive and, deep into the ocean of influencers we all got here. Give a thunderous round of applause to these panelists here. Leadership is the ability to change the direction of thought of an individual without applying any force.
Wonderful function today. The spirit behind it is tremendous, immense.
24/7 he's thinking of III, and it is nice to meet all of you.
Our founder director.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my dear friends. This is Dr. Shama Hussain. Dr. Shama Hussain, founder and global CEO of International Institute of Influencers. Now I proudly call III Group of Institutions as International Institute of Influencers, International LifeSkills Technologies, and Gulf Skill Pioneers, a new member who is added in our family. Gulf Skill Pioneers in Oman are the biggest members of our family right now. So today, my dear friends, a very, very exciting program with the legends of the industry over here. So I'm sure everyone are excited today to know Women Future Proofing, a conference which is started with the theme World Sustainable Summit, Series 1. We are coming every month with one topic, one theme where every legends of the industry are coming and influencing you all. You know, usually we use a word, we usually call, I want this. I want Bentley, I want luxury, I want to become a lecturer, I want to become a professor, I want to become a vice chancellor like Dr. Sayali, I want to become a business director like Dr. Radeshwari, I want to become a world top host like Dr. Kevin Ward, I want to become a great professor like Professor Maru. But my dear friends, shall I tell you one thing? You don't become what you want. You don't become what you want. You will become what you are. You will get in your life for what you are, not what you want. So you have to remember. So what you are, first you have to remember. And this is the factor that's going to make you future-proof. This is the factor that is going to make you future-proof. So today we are into this future-proof. How we can become future-proof. Today the element that we have taken up is women. So you will be excited. I'm sure all the women from different industries are excited to know what are the difficulties that we are going to face and what are the solutions, what are the consequences. Without wasting time, let me take the privilege, let me take the honor of welcoming Iron Man of III. Yeah, my dear friends, I always tell you, Iron Man of III, from the day of III's International Institute of Influencers origin, from the baby stage, now we are completing 3, we are going to be 4. So from the day one, Dr. Kevin Ward is the first person. He is the BOD and COO of III, and without him, we never started any program. Welcome message is always from Dr. Kevin Ward, and he's the one who welcomes our esteemed guest who joins us. And today I request my mentor, my friend, and a great wisdom seeker, Dr. Kevin Ward from United States of America, to welcome our esteemed guest. Dr.
Thank
Kevin.
you. Thank you, Dr. Shama, very much for that very kind introduction. And yes, it's always my privilege to get to welcome everyone to each event that we host. Excuse me. And it's such an honor to be able to do that. And I am honored to welcome all of our guests today, our panelists, and our III team, and of course, the audience viewing on Global Express TV. Welcome to this initiative, the beginning of a new initiative on sustainability, and look forward to hearing from our panelists and gaining new insights. So welcome everyone. Look forward to a great time today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much, Dr. Kevin. So after Dr. Kevin's warm introduction, so let me just introduce Dr. Sayali, our esteemed guest over today. Dr. Sayali is the Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil University, Pune, India. She is the Women of Substance, spreading positivity everywhere. I can say sustainable education, spreading sustainable education in the world with her leadership and eminent etiquettes, my dear friends. So we have Dr. Sayali. I will We will come to Dr. Sayali's message again. And meanwhile, let me introduce Dr. Rajeshwari as well. Dr. Rajeshwari is a vibrant director, NTPC School of Business, leader with, I can say again, sustainable thoughts. Today, I want to use this sustainability as much as I can so that everyone should start using this in their daily life. So Dr. Sayali and Dr. Rajeshwari are going to bring their sustainability factor today and influence you all. So just be ready for this influence, my dear friends. And we have even Dr. Somali. She is our esteemed GCI member, Global Community of Influencers, PhD in MBA, and serving the society in her different states of expertise. Thank you, Dr. Somali, for joining us. Thank you so much. And now let me welcome President of IAFB International Academic Fraternity Board, one of the eminent department of III, which is going to show its presence, its sustainability again in the world throughout this academics. Professor Mauro Politicio from Italy. So let me welcome Professor Mauro from Italy to welcome our the topic, to welcome the theme of the conference. Professor Mauro.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Shama. Namaskar, wonderful people. Welcome once again. My name is Professor Mauro Politicchia, President of International Academic Fraternity Board. First of all, I wish to underline the importance of a great woman, Dr. Shama. It's an honor to work with you. Honestly, it's an honor. Special thanks also to our group of institutions, International Institutes of Influencer, International Life Skill Technology, and Gulf Skill Pioneers Oman. Honestly, it's a privilege and honor to lead the International Academic Fraternity Board as new president for 2024. And today I would like to celebrate with you, with all of you, our first amazing event. It's a milestone for us. It's our first initiative for 2024. So each month there will be a summit like this with different topics and with the mission to spread knowledge and education. The next one, the second stage, will be on the 20th of April. The format, for your information, because I think that is the best thing is to share everything, will be the same. A topic and a panelist of eminent and respected people with a great experience and consider a symbol, a leader to whom to question will be asked from our side, because to share experience the best possible way to approach this kind of education. Before starting, I would like to share the last thing with all of you. Our vision, our mission. Vision is to promote humanization of education, to promote quality education for life and not just for living, to sustain and impartial quality education and promote lifelong learning about opportunity for all. And our mission is to promote skill, symposium and summit like this, for example, to promote diversity and inclusion in education, to promote emotional intelligence factor in education. This is really a key point. And the last but not least is to promote cultural integration in education. So, as you know, we have a big responsibility in our hands, and okay, let's go and we start. Absolutely. Namaskar once again.
Thank you, Professor Mauro. Thank you so much. This is really wonderful that we got a kickstart, a very wonderful kickstart, sustainable kickstart. And we are going to implement this. Thank you for this inspiration, Professor Mauro. Thank you once again. So my dear friends, now let me welcome the wonderful legends from the industry of education. I can say the women of substance. I can say the empowered ladies who believe that women can be empowered by being a tribe. by being a tribe holding hands to hands. So we always hear waterproof, fireproof, everything. So anything future proof is something where we anticipate the future danger. We anticipate the future dangers and try to minimize the risk that is going to happen. We are trying to overcome the risk by being future proof. So today, let me welcome first Dr. Sayali, Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil University, to introduce her, I can say, her views on this theme and her presence, her value, just her feedback, Dr. Sayali.
Good evening to all of you. Namaskar. This is especially from India. And we fold the hands, and that's what we do it. And it's nothing but the culture of India. Thank you so much, Dr. Shama Hussain, for inviting us on this wonderful occasion. The topic is very interesting, and we are discussing on it. And I'm sure that the panelists will help me to also learn across the countries and across the globe. I must congratulate International Institute of Influencers, III, which has been founded by all the top people, especially Dr. Shama has taken that lead to set up this across the globe. It's wonderful always being a part of this organization, especially when you have international speakers with you as a co-panelist. And when you're going to learn from them is, of course, Dr. Kevin Ward, who is CBOD, Board of Advisors, and of course, Board of Directors and COO of IHS President. Thank you for being with us here in this evening. Because in India, we have 5:30 right now. So that's why I'm saying evening, but across the globe, greetings to all of you. Then we have also the speaker who is with us is Professor Morrow. Thank you for joining us. And of course, my own friend who is working very hard for the women leadership and management education across India. We are part of lots of activities in India, especially women development, women in education and various verticals of the sectors through the Women Industry Chamber of Commerce of India. Thank you, Dr. Raj, being here. And of course, Dr. Swarnali Swarnakar, a very, again, an experienced and educated the person from India who's going to share her views. Thank you so much for inviting for this particular topic. Topic is really interesting, and we are talking about the women leadership, and that especially into the sustainability across various sectors. I don't need to introduce what we are and what we all are doing, and especially when Honorable Prime Minister the Narendra Modi of India is moving ahead and taking this country to the next level, and we are fourth largest economy of the globe. And we are talking about by 2047, we would like to be the Vikasit Bharat. It means that the developed country. So this is the agenda which has been set for all of us across the Indian sectors, that how we all can really reach to that level. And we can make our country very proud with the definitely a strong rooted values of Indian culture. And that can really promote us to work effectively across all the sectors and professions in the world. While saying this, I'm aware of that. So the focus is, if you look at it, that before pre-independence, during independence, and post-independence, the role of women leadership has changed massively in India and on various fronts. So if you look at it, right from writing the Indian Constitution to creating the world's best, the best IT industry, we have many women, those who have played an important role. There are many names, numerous names, unsung heroines or heroes, that is what we say, are in India. So what we all do, what are the contribution of all the females which are working? Of course, they are been always regarded as playing an important role as a dual responsibility at family, and at workplace. And the third one is taking care of herself. I think these three roles, so rather than dual responsibility, it's a tri-role of the females across the globe. Because I go through lots of stories, I try to understand how these women are really creating themselves a positions across the organization. So if you look at it in India, we are playing an important role right from. So if I start taking the names, there are so many names. So when it comes to the education and medical, we have Anandibai Joshi, the one who took the oath, and she is the first medical practitioner of this country and who traveled abroad, and she went in US in the same attire in that country during that climate, and she became the first women doctor from from our India. So there are many kings, along with the queens and all. There are so many of them. They contributed. So one is definitely coming back to the today's contribution of women leadership in in India. We know it very well that the first role which has been seen almost, uh, we can say that 60 to 70% women have participated in education and creating awareness, right? So you will find that maximum number of students, maximum number of teachers in India are female, right? So women teachers are more in number. Those who are promoting environmental conservation, they are into sustainable life in the living practices. They are into the climate change mitigation, and they are playing an important role along with the educating the students and communities, and especially driving the behavioral changes towards the sustainability. So if you look at it, everyone, NGOs, NPOs, if you look at it, they all of them are participating in developing this country very, very strong. Along with this, you will find that in India, the women are also participating along with education is community development. Right. So when we talk about community development, so again, they are working on renewable energy, they're working on waste management, water conservation, grass, and they are taking a lot of efforts to develop these kind of the strategies or the practices across the communities, and that especially creating or building the environmentally conscious communities in India. Along with this, if you look at it, is that it's a policy advocacy, right? So you will find that many women's leaders, they are working at IPS level, IS level, and even at IRS level, and where they are contributing, developing, advocacy for the policies, regulations to promote sustainability, environmental protection, renewable energy incentives, sustainable development initiatives. So all this is the role is being played by all these top women leadership in government organization and even in social organization. The next one it comes is coming to the especially into the corporate sustainability. So if you look at it, the 60% women, if they are in education, remaining are in different professions, including government, including community development, including innovation and entrepreneurship. You will find them that they are working very hard to make each and every one to contribute. So when they comes into the corporate sustainability, of course, there are many women like Sudha Murthy, we have Kiran Majumdar Shah, we have Leela Punawala, we have so many of them. They are working in these areas that how they can really develop their own industries, promote the sustainability across their organization. So they are talking about eco-friendly technologies. They are also working on promoting social responsibilities, working in carbon footprints. So you will find that the corporate sustainability is not limited only with the entrepreneurship, but of course how it can be connected to the technology which can contribute for the sustainability across their perspectives, their diverse background, their prioritizing sustainability is being seen through their decision making processes, especially through the product policies and programs what they are implementing. Along with this, you will find that Indian women are also contributing in innovation and entrepreneurship. When it comes to the innovation, we know it very well. It's been said in India, almost 80% of women, especially in rural India, they contribute for entrepreneurship through one of the very promising initiatives of our country is that self-help group, right? So micro financial organizations, we can say that, or we can say that they save the funds, they come from the farming backgrounds, and they contribute to that particular rural area for that. And there you will find that they are also contributing that how they can play an important role. So you'll find that these people, they are into sustainable technologies, the businesses, social enterprises, right, focused on environmental conversation and sustainable conservation and sustainable development. I've seen that many of these entrepreneurs have created the products which are very eco-friendly, right? So right from food to clothes and to the shelter, they have contributed. I am have Anil Gupta ji, where he has came out with a wonderful book called a Jugad, right, an innovation, where he has given so many products to this country that the women from the local areas or rural areas can contribute towards the sustainability. So when we look at it, so if you look at what I have shared, that it's not only the corporate, they are in corporate, they are in government, they are in rural development, they are in education, they are in policy advocacy, and at the same time, you will find that they are also part of promoting the empowerment and inclusion, at across the levels. So if you look at it, today's women, especially in India, are contributing in at every level. So you will also understand the complete philosophy of all these organizations are based on the Indian culture, right? Indian values which are being taught at home place. So when it comes to the peace, when it comes to the ethical practices, when it comes to the creation of something, the women are contributing at very, very, very aggressively, we can say that, and we can really assess their performances when it comes to the productivity, and especially when we talk about the sustainability. So I think there is a great the contribution of women from India at across all these the activities or the professions. So I'm sure that the our discussions and this think tank will understand more, and the points which I'm missing out will be shared by Dr. Swarnani and of course by my friend Dr. Rajeshwari, right? So I think this is what I wanted to share it before we start the core interaction with all the audiences. Thank you so very much for again allowing me to speak here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Sayadi. Well, I think you have given big justice, like terms of justice for sustainability. I can say I was trying to count how many times Dr. Sayadi is telling sustainability. And trust me, everything that you said was completely sustainable. What you said is very true, and it is being executed as well. And as you said, Viksit Bharat, yes, exactly. The motto of Viksit Bharat, and I think this itself, the word itself is sustainable, so sustainable and inspiring for every person in India. And thank you so much for these reminders, Dr. Sally. Thank you so much. So now let me move on to Dr. Rajeshwari, who is the NTPC Director, School of Business. Dr. Rajeshwari, the vibrancy, we want your vibrancy now. We want your insights about the theme of this event. Then me and Professor Mauro, we will be taking you all to the roller coaster ride of this future-proof.
Well, thank you, International Institute of Influencers, Dr. Kevin, Dr. Morrow, Professor Saili, and Swamali here, and of course, Dr. Shama, you are leading light. You are taking the care of what sustainability can look like. You can definitely, you are contributing to that. But when I think about the one word which you said, future proofing, I want to rather ask you a question: when were women not future proofed?
Now I want like the coming future proof. The generations are changing day by day.
So
you are exactly right.
So I would say, like, from times immemorial, what I remember is looking at your own mothers, your grandmothers, your great grandparents. If you see, and I am 100% sure Professor Morrow and Professor Kevin would agree that they were the planners. They knew the seasons, they knew what has to be done, they were prepared for what is coming to their times, and so the kind of future proofing you are talking, especially with the focus on the sustainability, I think my very dear friend Dr. Saili has opened the entire plethora. She has really, really spoken almost, she left nothing for me to speak as such. But I would like to bring here one element which I feel that it is a differentiator, is that, Corona times, today exactly is the date when entire India was locked down. And most of the world was locked down due to Corona in 2020, I'm talking. Today is the same time when, if you look back the 3-4 years that have gone by, that has taught everyone to be future ready. That has taught the countries to be future ready. That has taught everyone to think that what is my existence today can be questioned within a second, within few hours. It can be a differentiator. So are we prepared? We started looking at more resilience. We started looking at more health. We started looking at creating something which will be a kind of what we call in India is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That does mean the entire globe is our family, or the planet is our family. So this is, everybody came out to help, support whosoever had need at that time. That the camaraderie, the love, the bond, the kind of helping each other. Take the example. See, I'm not going in a way like where I would not love to see anything that is called as war. The destruction which may happen at any of the economy because of the war. Look at the situation. But I know that how the neighboring countries are helping the people, those who want to rehabilitate, those who are trying to sustain, survive. For them, it is a survival question of the survival, first of all. So all these situations, when they come, people start thinking, today it's somebody else, tomorrow it can be me. That preparedness is so much important. I was very early, something I was reading and I came across it. There are cities in South Africa, there are cities in India where the water shortage has come like anything, because we are now, they say that the next world war, if it happens, it would be on the water, water resources. So it is, we all have to see through that. As talking about the women, of course, women have been the axis on which many activities are revolving around, right? And that can be, of course, the household, as everybody talks about. Yeah, household herself, the social responsibility the women have, the cultural responsibility they have, the ambassadorial role they play at their workplace of being, bringing that dimension of resilience, power. Like in India, again, there is, the women are called the Shakti Swarupa. Shakti does mean the power. And the power she emits through every work, that all makes a huge impact. I feel that, yes, women in education, women in health services have played a major role in India in terms of nursing, in terms of doctors, in terms of educators, teachers, at the lower level, at the higher level, if you see, they have played. But I would also see the role played by women in the non-government organizations, the socially inclined organization has been huge. But more than that, the 70% of the women front who may not be working in India are still holding the front back at home so that the men can work, whichever way. I don't like to say this, but their role cannot be underestimated, because they must be taking the care of, okay, I know my very many friends who left their very lucrative career just so that their children grow in very educated way. They get the best of the education, they get best of the nurturing and the care. However, the barriers are breaking today. And I'm very happy that every parent, every child, every girl in India is being treated equally, and they are giving the hotspot to the girls that, yes, go ahead, my child, it's your world. So everybody in that way is opening up. Our societies have opened up. India 2047 we are looking at, where we are talking that we will be at par with number one, or maybe we want to develop that fast, that we should be equivalent to the nation which is number one at the developmental indices. However, I would also say that our contribution into net zero is by 2032. That is the target has been given, and the role of women, whether they are sitting at home, whether they are at the offices, whether they are working with the government or non-government, everybody has to contribute through the people participation model. That is where I would stop here, because I know that more questions have to come and we have limited time, but I just tried to cover that lots of unsung ladies, the people, those who have not come to the front, but their backhand support had been phenomenal, and hats off to them.
Agreed, Dr. Rajeshwari. I completely agree about that. There are unsung heroines, unsung ladies, women are there back at the stage who are the driving force for us. Like I can say my mother, she is the driving force for me. She is not educated, but she knows what is education. She knows the value of education, and she is the driving force.
Shama, I would just add one comment here, that you said that she is not educated. See, education is not by degree. First of all, let us understand education cannot be measured by the degrees that you have had. It is by your conduct, it is by your character, it is by the way you have carried yourself. And hats off to your mom that they may not be having big large degrees, but she has the degree of being the correct human being, because she has been the mother of you.
Exactly. Very
nurtured you to the best.
Exactly, Dr. Rajeshwari, very true. And all the mothers, I think, in this world, all the mothers in this world are having this highest degree of PhD, who knows how to bring that resiliency factor in their children. Thank you, Dr. Rajeshwari. Thank you so much. So, to steer the discussions furthermore, let me invite Professor Maro, the president of IAFB, International Academic Fraternity Board, to ask the question to Dr. Sayali. Professor Maru, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dr. Shama. You are once again super welcome. Okay. Our question is starting from your experience and in your leadership. What are the obstacles that woman can face in establishing herself as future-proof?
Okay. I think when we started understanding the role of women in all fronts, right, we faced certain challenges. We tried to overcome those, understanding future good, which has been used. Very, very well shared the thoughts by Dr. Rajeshwari, taking those clues ahead. We know it very well that there are certain obstacles which we all face, not only female or women, across the genders I'm talking about. One of the very peculiar point which always come in our the organizational obstacles is gender biases and discrimination. Right? Beti bachao, beti padhao, save the girl child, educate the girl child is the motto and vision and mission statement of this country. Women is always looked at as a weaker section of the society. Never thought as that they can, though they are very strong. Actually, if you ask me, my perception, my experience, and my thought is something different. Women was always a strongest gender across the globe. However, the insecurity of the other genders, they always suppressed women, and that's created an obstacle in the world. However, women's again, they came up like the strong, what I can say that, a strong resource for across the country, right? And across the world. The reason is they realized it very well. They came out of their stereotype roles, right? Because if you look at it, the queen or the queens. You take any examples. I always appreciate and I go through how Elizabeth Queen has played an important role when it comes the how she was taking care during her era. Queen Mary, scientists which are there, our own queens from Indian land, especially Jhansi Ki Rani, which is there. Then we have Mariamma, who has played, Chinnamma, who has played an important role in Indian Constitution, Sarojini Naidu, we had, Indira Gandhi, we had, right? Today we have Nirmala Sitharaman, or today's our president of this country, Draupadi Murmu. They all are coming from across the sections and performing very well. The reason is they have realized it, that education will help them to grow, but education never became the hurdle. The reason is the kind of experience which they got really played an important role. So one of the challenge which we definitely faced was the gender bias and discrimination. However, women's, because of the government policies in India, government initiatives, and definitely our own mothers, grandmothers, they pushed us that you need to be independent and you need to stand on your feet, right, in terms of every role what they can play. So I think that really that helped us to think about the future good. Second is that, of course, we face the challenges that lack of representation across the various professions. And those could be, initially I'm talking about, not now. So today, if you look at it, someone asked me on 8th of March on International Women's Day, when I was talking to them, and then they said that, which role women are not playing. So I said that I have seen playing every role, right from housekeeping to pilot, housekeeping to NASA, housekeeping to medical, housekeeping to government organizations, housekeeping to everywhere, except one role which I haven't said or I haven't found is that the working on JCB, on the road construction, especially driving those heavy machines, that I haven't seen. However, but today if you look at it, in army, in police, in every department, you will find that women are playing an important role. So we have come up out of it. So that's the future. So this obstacle was there, definitely, that lack of representation at various level. But due to the again, the credit goes to the government organization, credit goes to our own mother, and of course, father. Father also has realized we have movies, beautiful movies in this country. That Dangal is a story of a player who is going for the wrestling, and we never thought that they can go. But today, if you look at it, Olympics and everywhere, women are playing, and their representation has substantially increased, right? And I think that's the success of the education, which we can say it very well. One more, the challenges or advancement. So one is that, of course, we were talking about, it was very difficult to find out the mentors or role models and opportunities to have the advancement. But today, if you look at it, the world has opened the arm, and we are really thankful for that, that no one is thinking that these people, the women gender cannot participate. So now they have realized it that, yes, they have their own way of working, and they have different values which they bring on they bring on the table, and which makes the organization better, which makes and contributes to the success of the organization. Next one is one of the challenge which I have seen is that work-life balance is one of the challenge which has been always observed, especially professional aspirations and family responsibilities. And one more challenge which I'm always talking about is individual aspirations, that career progression, so it comes immediately, that it comes to the second level. I think it's because we are mother. We are very soft at heart. I'm not saying that father is not, but then we are more connected with the kids because we carry them, right? And so that bond is very strong. So when it comes to the emotion, when it comes to the family, when it comes to the relationship, we immediately go for the sacrifice. It doesn't mean that we do not have capacity. We have the capacity, but we go for the sacrifice. We have that patience level is much higher, and we say that it's our responsibility to create the bond in the family, even in the organization. You will find that women will say that, okay, fine, I'm okay where I am, right? Fine. If organization is growing, I'm happy with that. I will step back. So this thought comes from the women, right? Though it's most of the time it has been said that it's a weakness. No, it's not a weakness. It's our strength which unites the family and organization together. So one of the challenge which I've seen is that, of course, family pressure, uh, taking responsibilities at family level, and most of the time we also forget to take care of ourselves. Because we are in the priority list, we are always at the least, right? And we feel that we will take care of ourselves, and nature will take care of ourselves. But I think that is one area which really needs to be taken care by all future good leadership role, women leaderships across the globe. The limited access to the resources and networks is one of the reason which is I have seen in entrepreneurship. So one area is like how to the explore the possibilities and opportunities through the network. I think that little missed out. In gender bias, I have seen one advertisement that she is too bossy. That is the tag which has been unnecessarily been tagged on the women leaders. And especially in India, it is really difficult to break the glass ceiling. Accepting women as a boss becomes really difficult, and especially when it comes to the family-run organizations, then they feel that will be she able to do that? Can she work hard? Can she work at the late night? But I think those stereotype roles have been now removed. Right? You'll find that women are playing great a role in it. The biasness, which is always is seen in organization while hiring, while promoting or decision making. So especially in hiring, like they will ask the question that if the girl or a female is very young, so they feel that okay, after her marriage she will take the maternity leave, and then maybe a 6 months or 3 months loss will be of the organization. So such kind of taboos or typical myths or all those the challenges are there. But however, the organizations, especially government organizations, have taken great effort to change the roles. They have given the the paternity leaves and maternity leaves to both husband and a wife to have that happiness at the home. So I think we are breaking those challenges which are there. Most of the so I think these are the certain the obstacles which can be seen in organization, right? Promoting women, so again, like they feel like how the senior person, if someone works under her organization structure, is he going to accept her leadership? Could be we can say quote unquote a challenge for women to really cross that. But how the kind of management development programs and all the leadership programs are changing the approaches. Women are also participating in all those the training programs. They are changing their own roles. They have realized it, how to really work shoulder to shoulder and take the responsibility with the across the organization and families. There are many successful stories where women have created organization and doing extremely well, and those are been accepted very well, respected very well in this in this world. So I'm sure that the kind of future good which we are expecting and these challenges, of course, every role has challenges. It's not that easy. It's not with the gender, it's with every one role, because leadership is changing. Leadership demands the dynamics of the leaderships are changing, where we are expecting a different role to be played by all the members of the organization. So, and for that, women are taking efforts to educate themselves, go through the training programs, work, understand people very well, and I think those kind of efforts will definitely help them to work across and become this successful. So I hope I took some time, but I'm sure that the Professor Maro, I have tried to give you my own perspective that what it is and how it should be. Yeah. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sayed. Really I appreciate your kind reply, absolutely, because okay, many things you said, absolutely, but I wish to underline three big issue. One is discrimination, as you said, discrimination. We need to fight discrimination with respect, because we are all human beings. No other way, no other way. The second one is the family management, okay? Because as you know better than me, the first education starting from family, then the school, and then institution, and then university, and then blah blah blah. But the first step is family. So we need to create something to create for this planet, starting from family. And the third one, I wish to add the third one, the communication, because I'm a professor of communication in some university, in some academic institution, and so on. So I know very well this matter, and also in terms of how to communicate, okay? Because I suggest to everyone, also to myself, to communicate in the best way possible, maintain integrity and respect, because we are all human beings. So thank you, namaskar and namaste. Thank you for your kind reply. Really, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sayali and Professor Maro, for this wonderful. I think Dr. Sayali has given all the micro level challenges. She has covered all the micro level challenges that women can face to become future proof. And thank you, Dr. Sayali, for highlighting this. And Professor Maro has given very good feedback for the complete challenges. Thank you, Professor Maro. Thank you so much. Now let me invite Dr. Rajeshwari for the solution for the challenges that Dr. Sayali has given to us. So the Dr. Sayali has given us very micro level management, like as I can say, the micro level challenges. So now I want to ask Dr. Sayali. Dr. Sayali, what do you think the skills, what are the skills that we women need to become future-proof? So to become that...
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dr. Rajeshwari, this question goes to you.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Sorry,
I
so
heard Dr. Kylie, so okay. Nonetheless, so actually, see, Dr. Shama, Dr. Saili, as usual, is so flowy in her, structure of thoughts that she brings in as a value. I really love the way she has told all the challenges, covering almost everything. So the part of solution, if I look at, the first thing is start from yourself. The very first thing is, the family may be later, but I as an individual, I as a woman, I as an individual woman, I must start with me first. That what have I prepared myself for? And as I always say, we need three important qualities. One is knowledge, second is the skill, and third is the attitude. All the ask, ASK is attitude, skill, and knowledge. So equipping yourself with the right kind of knowledge, the right kind of skill, the right kind of attitude is very, very important. That's the very first thing. The families, those who have come across, parents have started realizing the importance of education. So there is a huge impact of girls' education in India. I see, and across Asia, I have seen. Recently, I was in Vietnam. I was in some of the very small countries like Indonesia, like Cambodia, and I see that there is a kind of openness that everybody has started thinking about women, and that's the major change you see in the last 20 years. And that kind of a realization that women are an important part of economic development, socio-cultural development, legal framework of the country. They are the part of the cultural part of the country. They are everywhere. So definitely the improvement in that thought process at the global level has gone into, which is a very, very important thing. Now, coming back to what kind of other things, yeah, as I said, start with yourself, with your family, with the society, whatever profession you take up, whatever thing you take up, how well you can deliver to that, that has to be your strength. The realization of what I am best, that also is as equally important. looking at Indian government and their initiatives, if I would say, in past 20 years, if you see, there have been very women-friendly laws have come. Like in 2013, that is 2013, there was a law which has come that the women on the board of the corporate sector has become mandatory. You know, that itself is a very big leap. I say that because, you know, their presence, it is not though we saw that initial years the women were not very comfortable, or rather they were from the family owned businesses, only the female of the homes were only being the board of the members. But as you would see, the progression has made in last 10-11 years. The tokenism which used to be there has gone out, and the women have started contributing. And that is where, you know, the change, the winds of change have come in, and it's a very big leap change. The women harassment, you know, the law which had come earlier, that has also given an edge to women, that even if you feel any kind of discrimination at the workplace, you can go, you can complain, you can get respite, you can get relief, you can be treated as an, you know, an important part of the organization. So these kind of changes, you know, that have been there, and I wish that many of the other countries also start looking up. I would again say that the kind of government's initiative to include women of the bottom of the pyramid, like, you know, there was something called Jan Dhan account. That is a financial account which was opened by the government, that every woman should have a bank account. So that way, and then there was one scheme which was, you know, National Rural Mission, which we call Manrega. This is like Mahatma Gandhi's rural program, where women were given 100-day employment of the lowest pyramid. Like, they can do any kind of work which is meaningful to the society and to the nation. So these kinds of things, including starting the, you know, online payment. India's initiative like Bheem or Paytm, or, you know, these kind of initiatives that have come up, that even France is now emulating, and many other European countries are emulating. And women, I see that even the lowest, you know, the pyramid of the where women are, some of the rural and tribal women, they have started learning these skills, and that is empowering them. So the ultimate key is to have that kind of right knowledge and right kind of mindset and right kind of skill set, competency set, that can lead you to the desired level of your aspiration. See, now let us see education, let us see medical, let us see legal profession, let us see somebody like coming as a director of a corporate, large corporate. Everywhere, artificial intelligence and machine learning is making a large impact. So have we created this kind of a platform where we can learn something? I remember Dr. Manpreet Singh Manna creating a Swayam and Move portal where more than 3,000 such courses are there. It is at the hand, at the tip of your palm top. It is there. You know, it is. So you can learn, you can self-learn. Even if you are looking, you may be not in the city area, you are not at the urban area, but the internet, the Wi-Fi availability everywhere made it so easy to learn by yourself, get degree, get certificate. And international also, I'm very happy that courses like Udemy or executive education, anywhere, you can take and empower yourself by taking the right kind of education, and they can lead forward. As far as the countries and their strategies are concerned, I would say that, you know, I remember one of the incidences at Vietnam. One 97-year-old lady, she was selling boiled eggs in the, you know, right in the morning, and in the lanes of Hanoi city. And when I was looking at her age, I just asked my interpreter, what is her age? And she said, I'm 97. And I asked her, you are taking care of a small grandchild, side by side, you are selling the boiled eggs. What makes you work at this age? She said, I don't want to be the economic burden to my nation. This is the minimum I can contribute. Hats off to that lady. that we should not think that we are 50 plus, we are aging, we are no more valuable, we are no more worthy. Sorry, dear, till your last breath, don't be an economic burden on anybody. You are empowered, you are capable, you can. That belief that I can is so very much important. Another thing I would say that women in agriculture have played a very vital role in India, though their labor is not considered. Whatever is the harvesting done, who takes care of cleaning and making the harvest convert into the grains? It is women at backyard. They are taking care of. Yeah, if there is a dairy industry, you know that Amul in India had been a huge milk revolution where women have played a wonderful role to create the dairy industry ripple in India and create a kind of a super cooperative movement which world was looking at. They said, wow, this can be a model where everyone contributes, even smallest minuscule way you can come together, and the cooperative societies have created a beautiful example to the world that how a largest dairy industry is represented by the lowest part, minuscule part of the women, those who are having the the kind of cows or buffaloes at their home, and the milk products can be created by them. Look at the, I also would like to say the skills, where whether I name Kalpana Chawla or whether I name Indira Nui, but I don't forget all those ladies like, Lina Nair, she is heading Chanel. At the same time, look something that being from a small part of the country, from a rural part, has no more, important. What can you do? I remember a lady who is from a very small village of Jodhpur, and her way has gone up her to, the Harvard has gone to her and asked her to deliver a lecture to the students, just because she is the woman iconic entrepreneur who has started a small activity. And the women entrepreneurship model has been so successful that she has empowered hundreds and thousands of ladies. Look at Reema Ben, who has made Seva. Seva is again a huge, like there are more than 2 lakh, that is 200,000 women contributing to the economic way, and self-reliant. They are self-reliant. So the skill set, as I said, is from smallest contribution of homemaking to the AI ML, rocking up to the moon, going to the Mars. Tessie Thomas, hats off to her, that the mission Mars, or the missile woman she is called, or the kind of the women force we have in the defense research organizations, or the ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Mission, you would see that their contributions have been multifaceted. They may be silent, they may be not seen by the world, but what they have contributed as speaks louder. As I say, more than word, your worth speaks. More than word, your worth speaks, because you are the icon. You are the icon. First realize yourself, and nothing can stop you. The maternal walls are there, the glass ceilings are there, the tokenism is there. There are people who want to label you. They want to, label you that you can't. I remember I am one of the first girl cadet who was selected in the Navy, Indian Navy. And I know that when somebody said how she can't do scuba diving, she can't do, ship modeling, but I became the first girl and also won the gold medal at my level of that age when I said I can. So it depends, like the strategy is to prepare yourself so well that nothing can stop you, whether it is loco pilot, running the metro rail or a train, or driving a home, or driving a small organization, or a business school. Nothing is impossible. So that is where I feel that the strategy is for self. Strategy is at the country level to create certain kinds of laws and the mannerism where we can flourish equal. See, I don't say that only women. I would say we should all have equal rights, justice, and fairness in every system where we create equal opportunities of growth, development, welfare, health, and well-being for everyone. And well-being does mean it has to be social well-being, cultural well-being, emotional well-being, educational well-being, legal well-being, financial well-being, and spiritual well-being. Every part of well-being we have to take care, and let us pull up our own energy so that the sustainable development, the green development, the kind of world which is more humane is created by our own collective wisdom and collective efforts. Thank you, Dr. Shama, for asking beautiful questions.
Thank you, Dr. Radeshwari. And when you said believe, attitude, a belief in yourself, break the ceiling, I just remember one thing, that how you see yourself is what the world see in you. How you see yourself is what the world see in you. Exactly. So you have given a scope for everyone to see first in ourselves so that the world can see in us something. So wonderful, Dr. Radeshwari. Wonderful, all the skills.
And can I add one point, Dr.
Yeah,
Sharma?
please, please.
There is a label that women cannot do mathematics. Then our Shakuntala Devi is there. She was the computer wizard. Her mind was like that. It is all in the mind. So maths cannot be done, finance cannot be done. And look at Arundhati Bhattacharya, who was the State Bank, largest bank of India. She was the chairman and managing director. So look at that. So don't label. I said, if anybody is labeling, to hell with them. Say that I don't need your certification. I don't need your label. I can be myself.
Exactly. So, my dear friends, to all the girls and women, for everyone, Dr. Radeshwari has warned you all right now that never create boundaries around yourself. Never, if anybody is trying to fence you, so just remove that fence. So thank you so much, Dr. Radeshwari, and thank you so much for this wonderful, so no boundaries from today. So thank you once again. So let me invite Professor Maro to steer the discussion further. Professor Maro.
Oh, yes, really wonderful discussion.
Sorry, Professor Maro.
Yeah, please.
Now let me invite Dr. Kevin Bard. Sorry, Professor Maro.
Oh, no problem.
Let me invite Dr. Kevin Bard to give his opinion, his valuable feedback for the views of Dr. Radeshwari and Dr. Sayali's opinions about the skills required for the women and the challenges. Dr. Kevin, I want to remind you one of the questions that Dr. Sayali wanted from you. She was telling that she wants to know what about the foreign country ladies' challenges, apart from Asian countries. So I want you all cover all the feedback together so that we can have a great insight, Dr. Kevin.
Well, thank you, Dr. Shama. Excuse me. A lot of insights and thoughts shared. Thank you for that. Perspectives on the challenges and then ways to overcome them. Excuse me. A couple of thoughts come to mind. I tend to think very basic and simplistic, at least in the beginning. And I think that our first future proofing, and this I think is universal, it works whether in the Western world or the Eastern world or whatever, is dealing with ourselves. And both the ladies have alluded to the idea that it starts with us. And so I wanted to share a couple that I am actually part of a book that I am writing on quotes. And so this one to me is the way we future-proof ourselves, and that is this quote: "We don't earn our value, so we can't lose it. People don't give it to us, so they can't take it away. God gives it to us as our creator and will not take it away." And so one of the first things that we have to do to future-proof ourselves, regardless of gender, age, or any other components, is to accept the value that we have as a human being. And that is something that is established, and we can't increase or decrease our value by standing, by degrees, by social bearing, or anything else. And so when we can get, as a matter of conviction, that value and live from that as a basis individually, then we're going to be much stronger. We're going to be in a position to not only love and take care of ourselves, but then to be able to love and accept others. And so we just really, I hope, can take that away as a future proof as an individual. The second thought that comes to mind is that, we've become in our cultures about either or. And that means either man or either woman, either old, either young. And what we've got to come in realization of is that it's not either or. And what we've got to recognize it is both. Okay, first of all, that we need both. We need all as part of this, because none of us can do this alone. We can be the most powerful individual, but being the most powerful individual is movement of one. Whereas we need to have each other. We need to have the collective. So we've got to move away from either or. And we've got to embrace both and really hold on to that. And that includes a respect for both our sameness. We're human. As I just shared, we are indeed human and have great value, but we have differences. And the differences are not good or bad. They are different. And when we can begin to accept our difference, then in turn accept the differences of others, we can both hold on to our sameness and our uniqueness, and that gives us a foundation to move forward. And then the last thought I had, because I think that one of the things that we have to do as a person, regardless of our titles and our roles and things like that, to be a leader, because our leadership starts with us individually leading ourselves. That is the first test of our leadership ability, because at the end of the day, we have to lead ourselves into whatever. And so one of my other quotes that I really like to hold on to is a kind of a definition of leadership, and that is, leadership is the actions and attitudes displayed by one individual while reaching their full potential that inspires others to reach their full potential as they both pursue a shared vision. So in terms of future proofing, I would encourage, find your vision. Okay, because in order to work with others, it's going to be necessary to find a shared place of vision in what we do, because we're not all going to do the same thing. We don't all have the same strengths and weaknesses. And the key is we find our vision, and then we are able to collaborate and work with others in a shared component of vision as we move forward. And a lot of times vision, mission, and things are thought of institutionally and organizationally. But I think for us to future-proof ourselves, we have to start with our own vision as a person, and to grow into that first, and then everything else is a subset of that. So just some thoughts of ways to future-proof, especially as women. But by the way, your value is not in your being a woman or not. Your value is being in your as a person. And the sooner we can adopt and assume that value, the better off we're going to be. So thank you for your insights. As you've shared, you've given a lot of good information and good thoughts, and ways to future-proof yourself as a woman and others. So thank you for a chance to share. And Dr. Shama, I'm going to turn it back over to you. You're muted, dear.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much. Shared vision. I think this is the one something I'm taking from you, Dr. Kevin, right now. As you said that we cannot get everything, we cannot move ahead by alone. Shared vision always helps us to be future-proof. I think this is fantastic point, Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much, Dr. Kevin. Thank you for and also Dr. Kevin has suggested, Dr. Sally, that whether it is India or whether it is abroad, any country, the challenges are the same. He said, until and unless you know what is your value. That's what Dr. Kevin was emphasizing on. We must know that we are not just because we are a woman, we must know that we are as a person, our value, what is we. That's it. Thank you, Dr. Kevin. Thank you so much for always energizing and thank you so much, Dr. Kevin. So let me invite Professor Maro to stay the discussions further. Professor Maro.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Shama. No problem. Okay, yes, this is really, I think, is a wonderful conversation, is a powerful conversation because as a human being, the pillar need to be and must to be respect, integrity. So I wish also to underline and add two really wonderful quotes that I'm using during my university lesson. The first one is educating the mind without educating the heart is not educating at all. So I think that this is one of the key for our future because we need to leave the planet in the best condition, absolutely. So we need to educate from emotional level. So I wish, I want to underline once again the importance of the communication in terms of emotional. So we need to educate, we need to create something to grieve for this planet. And the second one is the really incredible quote starting from Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking was the biggest cosmologist in this world. And he said that the greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, but is the illusion of knowledge. So I think that this is another pillar that we need to follow. So this is two main pillars, but the most important thing, as I said before, is respect and integrity, because this is our base. So thank you once again for this wonderful conversation, because I think that we are in the right path. We are in the right path. We need to follow this. Thank you. Thank you once again. You are muted, Dr. Shama.
Thank you, Professor Maro, for the feedback. And before we wind up everything, I want to ask Professor Sayali and Dr. Sayali and Dr. Rajeshwari one question. Like, which countries do you think, both of you, from both of your point of view, are doing very well in this future proofing? Yeah. How do you think? Is there similarities according to you, Dr. Sayali? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think if you look at it, which country, rather than country, I think everyone has realized that we have to take the support of one of the important resources as a women. This depends on the economic condition, growth, technology, opportunities which are available. You will find that, as I've said, that in rural India, women are contributing, which has been reiterated by Dr. Rajeshwari. So it depends upon the opportunities and the government approaches. Of course, developing countries, or developed countries, you will find that they have equal opportunities available to the to women. So the first thing I always appreciate is that everyone has taken initiative to take care of women. I think that's the main concern, and then the main observation which I have. Now, all these 5 top economic countries have given definitely the opportunities. As she has rightly said, that Vietnam or South Africa, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, so we have to really go through their the approaches and the processes rather than giving any comment. But in case of India, I think yes, in Indian the continent, and especially at our place, the complete approaches, as she has rightly said, Nari Shakti, Beti Bachao, Beti Badhao, then your Janadhan Yojana, women scholarships are being promoted. So the lot of policies have been playing an important role. Government and banking departments, financial organizations are supporting women entrepreneurs across. They are promoting innovation. They are promoting, they not only promoting innovation, but even crowdfunding and all that kind of activities been started everywhere. So this is nothing but the initiative which have been initiated, and the world has realized, and I'm sure that across the world, the opportunities are given to women, no matter what with the country is, and every country has to create the better place for everyone to live. And I think the government and prime ministers and president of these countries will definitely take an important role into it. So thank you
I
for
have
this.
a very different view on this, Dr. Saili.
Okay.
As Shama directed the question to both of us, so I'm taking the liberty of
Please,
expressing.
please. Yes.
Not every country is giving equal pay for equal work.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
developed, so-called developed
yes.
nations, so-called developed nations, which are top 5, also may not have equal pay for equal work across the genders.
Agree with you.
This is very
true.
important point.
Yeah.
Similarly, a country like Canada was very late to give a voting right to women, whereas India voting right from day one of independence. And voting similarly, same wages for same work. These things have been there. Look at many of our neighboring countries there. The readiness on taking the world into their own stride, giving equal opportunity, equal economic development, and being, the path breaking innovations. I would say India is way ahead. Maybe it is not competing with any other Asian countries, but if you look at across the globe, it is very competently moving forward. However, when it comes to inclusion at various difficult kind of positions or work and kind of things, where, as you said, that women are yet to do the crane kind of an activity or maybe a JCB kind. It is there. Germany, I've seen women doing it so very rampantly. There is no taboo around it. So, it is all about how you treat. If you look at even at women at our own hill areas, their physical strength and stamina is so much high that we can't even match with them. That kind of a thing. So it is all about across the geographies, across the mindset, across the economies. There are vast differences. So I won't say this country is ready, that country is not
That
ready.
country is very
Every country has got their own strengths. They have their own weaknesses. Look at Afghanistan. Look at maybe, Jordan, or look at maybe somewhere around Israel, or maybe look at something like Canada, or something like Costa Rica, or look at Nairobi as a part of it. So everybody would have their own strengths and weaknesses. What again, I would say that I'm very happy that what I was also telling, the collective wisdom, Kevin also said that, there has to be shared responsibility. Everyone has to get up and say that this is the time for us to realize that we collectively, like it is said, united we stand and divided we fall apart. So when we are united, we give that the kind of that we as human beings, without any discrimination, would be helping each other, supporting each other, and making this world a beautiful place to live, then I think nothing can stop us. Yeah, but there would be selfish means which separate us. So those selfish means we have to get away with.
Wonderful answer, Dr. Rajeshwari and Dr. Sayali.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Dr. Sayali's one more question that JCB she didn't see. So now Dr. Rajeshwari has answered that JCB also.
Yes. I was not knowing this, but then she gave us a
Yeah.
wonderful facts which helped us to understand how things are changing. Great contribution by her.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Dr. Radeshwari. It is really even means the way you have highlighted this point. Thank you so much. I will now we have an audience question as well. Our esteemed audience today is Dr. Somali. She is noting down all your points, and I'm sure she will be asking you the question. Dr. Somali, from your side now to Dr. Whom do you want? And it's up to you now. Over to you, Dr. Somali.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I have written the question, what are the economic and social benefit of investing in women's empowerment for sustainable development in India? And already the answer is given by our both Dr. Saili and Dr. Rajeshwari.
So you want to ask whom now?
I want to ask Dr. Kevin for giving
Okay.
answer.
She is very smart.
Would you repeat the question, please?
What are the economic and social benefit of investing in women's empowerment for sustainable development in India?
Well, to not invest in women is ignoring such a powerful part of our culture, of our world. And it's like saying, okay, we're going to not invest in young people or old people or whatever. That's the lack of wisdom in that approach is remarkable. I think that just sheer numbers, it is a wise choice to invest in women empowerment and encouragement to be fully visible, present, and involved. And so, I just go very logical, very practical, and not to ignore the fact that the women community brings such great resources, strength. They bring a component that, frankly, us men cannot bring. And so we need that complementary resource as part of what we're doing.
Thank you, Dr. Kevin.
Thank you,
My
Dr.
pleasure.
So any more question, Dr. Somali? Dr. Radeshwari, she has raised hand. Dr. Radeshwari?
Yeah, so I would say that invest in the child, invest in the every citizen, global citizen. And the investment is not in terms of money only.
Yeah.
Investment in terms of your care, your love, your compassion, your thought process, your thought. Invest good quality time with them. You know, whether so it is investment does not mean money, because we are so materialistically driven that we forget that, you know, everyone, the men, women, children, the animals, the planet Earth, towards everybody. Like in India, there is a prayer when we get up from the bed and touch the Mother Earth. We say that, you know, forgive me for being a burden on you, and let me rise to the expectation of being your child, and do whatever best I can contribute to. So that's the thought process, and I think investment does mean invest the quality of time, invest in that love, compassion, and, you know, the equality. Thank you. Sorry, I barged in.
No, doctor.
That's a great point, Dr. Rajeshwari, is that when we think resources, too often it's about money. Money can come and go. Things like that are temporary. But one of the biggest investments that is our most valuable is time. And investing in each other with our time, because time is the most precious, because once it's used, it's not replaceable. And so, what a great point. Thank you for that.
Wonderful, Dr. Adeshwari. Wonderful. And really, it was so enlightening. I have learnt a lot. And I'm sure this recording, many of them who are watching live and who will again watch will live, will really get lots of intrinsic motivation, I believe that. And thank you once again. So for your gracious time, Dr. Sayali and Dr. Adeshwari, our esteemed guest for today, and Professor Mauro, Dr. Kevin, and Dr. Somali. So before that, let me invite Dr. Kevin to give his vote of thanks to our first sustainable conference. I believe it was really sustainable, where everyone has given their insights from the whole bottom of their heart, and lots of knowledge was imparted today. So, Dr. Kevin, stage is yours.
Well, speaking of time, thank you that each of you has set aside time and invested that in future proofing of women. And I believe in a less than hour and a half, just about shared a course that could be taught and worthy of recognition on completion for anyone that would take the time to hear and pay attention and apply what we've said today. So thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rajeshwari, Dr. Saili, Dr. Somali, Professor Mauro. Thank you for your time, such a precious commodity. And thank you to our audience for taking the time to be with us. That is such a great involvement, and that helps us to create a movement of the humanization of education. So thank all of you. And of course, Dr. Shama, thank you for your great leadership, as always, for our great organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kevin. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sayali. Thank you for everyone. And Dr. Sayali, this I will send you the link one more time. So this we can watch it. Dr. Adeshwari as well. I will send you both of them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you are doing it, Sandeep Manoj, and you are doing it. This is highly impossible for everyone. It's highly
That's
impossible.
right from my heart. There is no compulsion. We have to start from our own countries. We have to start from our own people.
Stability in life is also education. And it probably goes together.